Hello, hello. It's being recorded. I've got April on here. We'll wait for some people to come on in. Okay. When you are in here, go ahead and say hello in the chat. Me and April have access to the chat, so we'll be able to respond to you guys. There we go. I see some people coming in. Happy Wednesday night. We've got Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Hey, Catherine. Happy to see all you guys coming in. We're halfway through our week, guys. We can do it. Hey, Tammy. Okay. We'll give everybody just another minute and then we'll get started because it is almost 8 o'clock. Hey, Martha.
Hey, girl.
Okay. All righty. Give everybody another minute. Perfect. We've got some more people coming in. And then this is going to be recorded. So, we're going to keep this Wednesday night thing going, y'all. We're going to keep it going. And all of the sessions will be recorded. So people will be able to watch the playback. Hey, Patty. Hi, Laureen. Oh, supporting my leader, April, and your awesomeness. I love it.
Oh, I love her.
Oh my gosh. So sweet. Okay. It is 8 o'clock. So we are going to get the ball rolling. Let me just minimize that chat real quick. Okay. So hello, welcome. I am so happy to be back for another sponsoring training. You might have noticed the new branding for these trainings, Better Together. It aligns perfectly with our vision of believing in doing better. And we know that when it comes to this gig and when it comes to our community, we're better together. So that's why we're here with these trainings. It's dedicated to sharing what we have, sharing what's working, sharing what's not, sponsoring new consultants to do the same with the help of one another. So that's what we're doing here. I hope that you guys got to catch last week's training with Valerie. And if not, the recording link is in the Tour Consultants Facebook page. We've also got a brand new video highlighting the steps to sponsoring authentically. That's in the resource library. And it's also in the consultant group. And that aligns perfectly with what we talked about with Valerie last week. And Sarah also mentioned it at Empower as well. And it's so nice to have those concrete steps in that video. I'm going to actually go ahead and copy and paste that link in the chat for everyone now too. You guys can check that out, but it's in that consultant group, the consultant Facebook group, and it's also in the back office. And I did also want to share too, after last week, I feel like it was such a success. I loved seeing so many of you guys there last week too. And Valerie did tell me that she had some of you guys reach out to her and share that after her training, they did it. They asked the question, they went out there and they talked to a friend or a friend of a friend, they got their events booked or they got, a possible sponsor. So that is awesome. And I know that we're going to see that same success and that same inspiration tonight after talking to April. So super excited about that. But to kick off tonight, we're going to start with a drawing. We are going to do a drawing for a new consultant kit and a drawing for a $50 Visa gift card. Because guess what? We did it. We have our first 10 sponsors, and we're on our way to our second 10 already. But I'll give those first 10 a shout out. We have April Mathison, Crystal Martin, Tammy Clary, Karen Watson, Bobby McNamee, Rose Slack, Lynette Sawyer, Dawn Corey, Valerie Driesinga, and Alyssa Wilson. So y'all give them a shout out in the chat or on the Facebook consultant group, whatever you want to do, give them a shout out. Awesome job, you guys. And I did say we are on our way to our second 10 as well. But first, let's celebrate those first 10 sponsors. Congrats, everyone. Yes, Tammy. And let's do the drawing. I know usually they're like pick a number 1 through 10, but I thought let's just dramatic effect. I'll put everybody's name in a little bowl, swirl it around. We're going to draw one. The first name that I'm going to draw is going to be for the new consultant kit. Okay. So I've got 10 names in here, the names I just drew. Not looking, not looking. I'm going to pull one out. This is for the new consultant kit, and the winner is, oh my goodness. Can y'all see that? April Mathison! Woo! What are the chances? I love it.
Good day.
Woo! You've got that new consultant kit coming your way. Congrats. Okay, so I'm pulling your name aside. I've got the other 9 of you in this bowl, and we're going to draw for the $50 Visa gift card. Looking away, dramatic effect, spending time swirling around. Okay. And we've got Bobby McNamee. Woohoo! Go, go. Oh, I am so happy. Okay, so you've got that gift card coming to you guys. Congratulations to our winners, April and Bobby. Yay. Okay, and we're going to do this for every single 10 sponsors until we hit 50 new consultants. So we're on our way with our second group of 10 with the following sponsors. We've got Tammy Clary and Lynette Sawyer with their second new consultant sponsors. Awesome, awesome job, you guys. And then we've also got Miss Kathy Pujenska. Woohoo! So we've got 3 out of our next 10. Let's keep it up, y'all. We're going to keep the momentum going, and then we'll do another drawing next week. Let's say that. Get another 7 by next week. I love it. So now that I'm sweating doing that drawing, we are going to get our sweet guest introduced, who was recognized as our top seller in 2020 and in 2021. She's sharing our gig, and she was the first consultant and first sponsor during this campaign, April Mathison. I'm so happy to have you here with me. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get down to the questions. I want to talk about that first consultant because that is such a huge thing with this campaign. So much fun. But you had that first consultant, and I want to know first and foremost, how did you meet that sponsor? Because we kind of talked about it with Valerie last week, especially myself. That's always my struggle. Where do these people come from? Like, how do you know? Did you already have a relationship with this person?
So she's actually watching right now. You said hello to her, Catherine or Katie. It's a crazy story. I've known Katie for many, many years. She worked with me in a previous company. And at that time, I guess I could say it was kind of confusing for her. We had a lot of products, we had a lot of things going on. And, her son was younger and she did a great job. And so I've worked with her before.
Oh.
When you are adults, friends, you always have friends, but we become moms and life happens, and maybe for a while you're not seeing each other all the time, that whole thing. And then all of a sudden they come around and you just instant connect, because that's what women do, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And so she came back around, and we instantly connected as close friends once again. She's one of my very best friends now, and she became a retail customer. So she's been using our products for a while, and then she became a TLC, and one of my very best TLCs loves the product. My goodness, her skin is amazing, the night and day difference. And she's so confident now. And I was letting her know that Empower was coming up. And to be very honest, I never had offered her the opportunity because I was like, she's my friend. She's got a job. All the things we tell ourselves before we tell ourselves, no, she deserves this opportunity. And I'm kind of selfish if I don't share it with her. And especially if she's one of my best girls, right? I actually invited her to come to watch Empower with me. And she showed up and sits down next to me and watched Empower, but she started asking the questions to me. And she was like, is it easy? And I looked at her and I said, girl, it's so simple. It's so different. I mean, even our products, you look at them and they're so simplified, yet they're so amazing and they work. And this business, you watch me do it. And she's like, do you think that I could do this? And for a second I stopped and I looked at her and I was like, yes, you could do this. I know, like, of course you can rock this. Right. And she says, that's it. I'm going to do this. And I was like, what? And she's like,
Oh my
I'm gonna
gosh.
do this with you. She's like, April, your life's starting over. My life's starting over. Let's do this thing together. It'll be so fun. And I was like, you are so right. And just the look on her face
Yeah.
grew my passion. And I
Yeah.
got all excited in those butterflies again. And she's like, I'm going to be the first one to join your company. And right as soon as this promotion opens up, and I kid you not, 1201, she was like, and I am on your team. And I'm
I
so
love
excited.
it.
I'm so excited.
Isn't it funny? That's all it takes sometimes. A
Yeah.
dude who want to do this. Yeah, you'd be great at this. So what was it? I know you said that she was a retail customer and then a TLC customer. So was there something about her or that you thought would make her a good fit for this company? Because, you know, there's plenty of retail customers and TLC customers that might not fit into this company great, because, you know, we want to sponsor those people to sponsor more people. So what was it about her that made her a good fit? And did you point that out to her?
She is such a determined person.
I
She
love it.
is bold. She's beautiful. Even when she's nervous about things, she'll still do it, right? So she's one of
Yeah.
those girls who's like, go do this. She's going to do fantastic doing it. She's going to do it even if she's grossly uncomfortable. She's going to do
Right.
it because that's just her nature. And when she said, you know, I'm going to join your team. I want to do this. Do you think I could do this? I instantly in my mind could picture her being so successful
Yeah.
because she is one that she can be told no. And I can see that. And she's not going to take that personal. She's going to keep on trying until she gets her yes. And so I could instantly see that about her and told her that. And I'm just so excited. I've got a whole plan in place for her. And I can't wait to just see her shine.
That is awesome. And that's so great though, because my next question was going to be what felt right about talking to this consultant about the opportunity. But I guess that's kind of special because she approached you about the opportunity. You know what I mean? I'm sure you mentioned it to her, you invited her to watch Empower with you, but then for her to turn around and say, you know, let's do this. I think that takes a special person. And it's not always that way. So we'll kind of get into how you go about sponsoring with others in terms of what feels right with the opportunity a little bit later, but that's awesome that it worked that way with Catherine. That's so special. And my next question was, how did you do it? How did you reach out? But you know what? You've already talked about that. So, and then wasn't it automatic? Yes. And it wasn't automatic. Yes. There's my next one. That's awesome though, because so many times, like you said, you get in your own head about all the things or all the reasons you shouldn't ask. You're like, she's my friend. I don't want it to be awkward if she says no. But if you never ask, you never know. And you would have never gotten that automatic yes from her. So I think that's perfect. And I know you said you have a plan for her. So can you talk to us a little bit about that? So what's next with Catherine? How are you onboarding her?
So what I have found in my career is in order to share something or sell something, you have to be passionate about it. Just because I might love a certain product or a collection that Truer has doesn't mean that's everybody's absolute favorite. And what I have found in my career 15 years is sometimes when I would say, go do this just because it worked for me or I was comfortable sharing that, it doesn't mean that it's going to be the best fit for them. So something that I like to do and that I've put together is really just my it's kind of just pick out 5 of your favorite products. So introducing the 5 for 5 day, kind of little fun introduction to True Aura Challenge. So what I want to do for her and what I have lined up for 2 of the gals that I'm meeting this weekend to talk about the opportunity, which we'll get to. I reached out to her and I said, tell me your favorite 5 True Aura products. What are your favorite 5? I don't care what they are. If it's our awesome new lip gloss, if it's an anti-aging product, if it's, you know, the awesome body lotion, hand cream, whatever it is. And so the example I put together for her before she got back to me was, you know, I went to my twin sister and I said, Andrea, your house is full of True Aura. She's one of my TLCs. If I were to ask you, what are your favorite 5 products that you would absolutely be able to share with someone, what would it be? And for her, it was, of course, the awesome new lip glosses. She's so in love with those.
Mm-hmm.
Our face powder, the cleanser, the toner, and the BioLift. Those were my sister's top 5. And I said, okay. So if I were to say to you, Andrea, just as an example, because I wanted to see from somebody on the outside that isn't in the business, would this scare them? Is it something that they could do? And I said, all right, so day one for 5 days, I'm going to challenge you to do something. And she's like, okay, what? And I said, on day one, I want you to sell 3 lip glosses. I want you to share them with people, 3 lip glosses. Who do you know? And I want you to write down 3 names. And she's like, well, you write them down. And I said, okay. And I said, all right, 3 lip glosses. Who? Boom, boom, boom. She told me 3 people. And I just underlined them. I literally wrote them down with her.
Yeah.
I said, okay, day 2, I want you to sell 3 cleansers. Who are we selling and sharing 3 cleansers with? To my sister, who's a TLC, not a consultant. She told me 3 names so fast. I said, okay, day 3, face powder. Tell me 3 people. And so I said, day 4, toner, 3 people. But then when I got to day 5, I said, BioLift, you said, tell me 2, not 3, 2. And she was like, ooh, 2? Okay. So all of a sudden we've got 14 products right here that my sister could absolutely go and share with somebody. And I said, all right, do you want to know what that adds up to? And she's like, well, sure. And I said, that would be $541 in products that you would sell in 5 days of being in True Aura, which is your weekly pay. You would be making money that week through True Aura. And my sister goes, April, that is brilliant. That's an attainable goal. Those are 5 different products that I know I could share with anybody. And I said, you know, Andrea, it's like the Target concept. I'm a Target girl. I love Target. Anywhere I go, a woman can walk into Target, right? And we usually go look at the clearance or the sale wrap it. If we found a sweater there we loved, what do? We tell everybody. They'll say, that's a great shirt. And even if they don't, I'm going to text my 2 sisters and my mom and be like, guess what? I love this. It's at Target. It's this price. You've got to have it. It's the same thing with our products. It's the exact same thing. It's just sharing. Here's what I love. Oh my God, you would love this. And I thought of you. So I'm going to now move that into onboarding with Katie because she shared with me her top 5 products. So I'm going to sit with her and I'm going to say, okay, Katie, on day 1, this is your specialty products that I want you to have fun with. Who are the 3 women? So that's going to be week 1. And how I plan to just kind of get her through and teach her and coach her is we're going to do this for 4 weeks and we're going to see what Katie can accomplish. Think of the new retail customers she's going to have. Think of the women that are going to be like, oh my gosh, that was so easy. Her profit, her weekly paychecks. That's exciting. When we put out too big of goals too soon, sometimes, even though maybe we can do that because maybe we've been doing it longer. Maybe that's too much for someone else, but 3 things or 2 things that they're passionate about, they can do that. So that is absolutely my plan with her. And then we're going to talk about doing her first party. And I'm excited about that because for me, it's the whole KISS concept. Keeping it simple, sister. Do not overcomplicate this. I'm a mom, you're a mom, you know, if we can do something so simple and teach someone to do the same and teach others, think of what we can do. It would be huge.
That is so perfect. I love that because you did a couple things. You know, first of all, you identified what they love about the products, what makes them passionate about them. Name your top 5 favorite things. And that's so attainable. You know, I think I relate to that so much. How you said, when you look at the whole opportunity as a whole, sometimes it can be overwhelming. Where do I start? When you identify just a few things, 3 people, come on, sharing something you love, like you said, is so easy to do with just a few people. I love how you're breaking it up for her and making it attainable, making it doable, small goals, one at a time. I think that's perfect. So that's a great idea. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
And then also I wanted to know, so that's with Catherine or with Katie, and you said you're meeting with 2 others. So I wanted to know who is next. Who are those other 2, or maybe who are future possibilities that you're reaching out to? How are you getting the word out?
So the next one I'm going to tell you about, I asked. Okay, so one is my TLC. I have never mentioned the opportunity to her. I was reaching out yesterday because it was the deadline for the TLC run, and I always reach out to all my TLCs, help them customize their order, you know, give them some ideas. And the weirdest thing happened. Her name is April.
Love it.
I know, I've known her forever. She's an incredible TLC and she's a nurse. And she has been blessed to be able to adopt 2 children and just got the even bigger blessing for her and her husband. They were able to foster a brand new baby girl. Amazing. So she, with hopefully to adopt, she took 2 months off to be a mom. And she's this amazing nurse, and she went back to work and quit because she was like, my heart is so being a mom.
Yep.
And her husband's a wonderful teacher. And so I connected with her yesterday, just like, hey girl, how's it going? How are the babies? How's everything? You know, just small time. I said, what would you like in your order this month? And she said to me, you know, April, I have to push it out. And I said, oh, okay, no problem. And she goes, money's a little bit tighter because I quit my job. I am interviewing for one that's more flexible, you know, and for the flexibility to be home with the kiddos. But, you know, and I said, you know, April, something that's really amazing about you is every time you do your TLC order, you are adding on a significant amount of extra products because you're constantly gifting them, or you're at work and you're like, hey, my order is coming up, need a hand cream, need this. You are constantly sharing the product. Did you know that you could continue to do that right now and make that extra money and while you're lining up that job and keep that as your extra side cash for you and the kiddos? And she goes, oh my God, I never thought about that. You've always been my truer girl. And I go, yeah, you're doing what I'm doing. You just didn't realize it. And you're so good at it. And you're so passionate. You love helping people already. And you're constantly giving true order to people. And she goes, are you busy tomorrow? And I'm meeting tomorrow. And Thursday, and I go, you know, my girls are at volleyball and swimming, and I've got the whole morning. She's like, let's meet for coffee because I really want to talk about this. Who would have thought? Oh, but I was like, I asked her, and was I a little intimidated because she's this brilliant nurse? Maybe. But I thought, you're already doing what I'm doing. You're sharing something you love. Let's make some money doing that and help others. That's so amazing. I'm excited about that. And then the other gal, Nisha, I've actually never met her in person. We are Facebook friends, and she's going through a lot of life changes right now. And I was kind of doing some posts before Empower that I was excited about it because I was. And all of a sudden she made a comment and she's like, I would love to be on your team. And I was like, oh my gosh, what did you just say that? And I like screenshot it and texted it to your dad because I'm like, did you see this? And then I have to say something to her. And so I reached out on Messenger and I was like, hey girl, I saw your comment. That was so awesome. Could I give you a call? And she's like, I want to talk to you. And I was so nervous. But I stepped outside and I called her, and we, you know, because I hadn't met her in person. We instantly connected and we were laughing, and I just said, I would love to tell you about my business and what I love about it. And she's like, tell me. And I just said, I love the flexibility. I love that as life is happening, as I've been a mom for all these years, it is always right there and it fits in my kids' schedules. And she's like, I love that. I've been looking for that. I've been looking for part-time jobs because, you know, I'm a single mom and I want to count on me. And then she, you know, she said to me, I want something I can be proud of, because when I look at you and your posts and your company and your skin, I see that you are so proud and passionate about having your company in your life. Yeah. And that's so amazing. True. I know. I would love to share this business with you. She's like, are you available Saturday morning? I'm like, I am. And so I am going to her. I'm bringing my product bag. She's never tried our products. I'm going to meet with her and we're going to talk business, and I'm going to get her started because she's a go-getter. And what a compliment for someone to say, I want to be on your team. It was.
And, you know, I think that speaks to who she is as a person, but also who she could be in this business, putting herself out there like that and reaching out like that. But also with these two new prospects that you're talking to, it's a perfect example of sharing authentically, because these are people that you know. These are people you've built a relationship with. I think you said her name was Nisha, the second one. Mm-hmm. You're just sharing. That's exactly what we were talking about last week too. You were sharing about Empower, sharing your excitement. People catch on to that. They get excited about it. And then with that first person, April, was it? Yeah, it was another April. I love that because you were sharing also one of her strengths, which is something else that we talked about. Because so many times a lot of people reach out and sometimes it's just kind of like the equivalent to a cold call, right? Reaching out to a random and it's not received well. But the fact that you reached out to her or she was going to stop rather. And you said, you're practically doing this. You know, you're already sharing this product. This is something that you're doing well. This is something you're great at. Why not make money doing it? And I think that speaks to how important it is to have an ongoing relationship with these people that you're reaching out to, because you were able to identify that in her. And I'm sure it sparked her interest even more. She's like, okay, yeah, you know what? I could be great at this. So that is absolutely awesome. When I'm thinking about your team, because I know you shared how you met these other two new prospects, but your current team, what are your relationship with them? How did you meet them? Because for new consultants, I think a lot of what we talked about last week is finding where these people come from. You know what I mean? So what about your current team? How do you know them?
So like my personal team or
Yeah.
world team, when I came into True Aura, I was like, this is such a fresh idea. And yes, I had some women who worked with me, previous company, and came right along with me because we built that relationship over many years. Yeah. However, when I decided for myself, okay, I'm coming into True Aura, this is such a cutting edge product. It's healthy, it's good. I got myself healthy. And I thought, I want like-minded women too. I want all women, but I want women who also really understand the health piece of True Aura and our products and where the way of the world is going right now. And so I started going to the gym and I met women at the gym. And I'm sorry, but women supporting women, empowering women at a gym is huge, because you Absolutely. Have your biggest cheerleaders at the gym, because we all need each other, right? It's hard. And I found women there. And it was our natural chiropractic office in town, True Aura, and that is their one. Yeah. And so she started referring people to me, and they would start on our skincare, and then they had joined my team. So it's so fun meeting women in places that maybe you wouldn't even think to do that. We have our list of friends and family and those that we can reach out to, and that is awesome. But how fun is it to meet someone you don't even know and be able to connect on some of those levels? And so a lot of them have been out and about. Some I've met a few at the mall. I was with my daughters. We were shopping. She was shopping with her daughter. And you're going to start talking because you're waiting on your teenage daughters forever to try clothes on. Let's talk business. Why are you here during the day? Well, why are you? Why?
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. And I love that's, sharing authentically too in real life situations. And it's so neat hearing another perspective about someone who is clearly an in-person person, and you're so easy to talk to. And the fact that you can go to a gym and go to a mall and meet people and share that just speaks to who you are. But also, I know there's so many other people in this business who are the same way, who thrive when they're talking face to face to someone. So I think this is, it's a really great push to take action and put yourself out there. I love that you shared that it could be somewhere like the mall. Me and my mom are going to the mall tomorrow. I'm like, who knows who I might meet there. I think that is absolutely awesome.
My mom taught me when I was young. One thing she always taught me and my sisters, my twin sister, my older sister, was never know what kind of day a woman is having. Always compliment every woman. Meaning, if you're standing in line at Target, give her a compliment. There is something beautiful about her. It could be her earrings, her hair, her smile, her face, her clothes, whatever. Always compliment somebody, because you have no idea how far that's going to go for them or how they're feeling that day. And just think, if you can compliment somebody like that, they're going to start talking to you, and you're going to connect. Because women love women. We love to talk. We love to connect. And that's what this business is about. And so I have just always done that my whole life, and it makes my heart happy to tell someone something beautiful about them. And it's just a really great way to open up that door to talk about, well, what more could you offer for them? Sure, why not?
That's so sweet. And it's so true. I mean, listen, who are you going to meet that doesn't like a compliment? A genuine compliment, start a conversation, get the word out. You know what I mean? I think that's perfect. That's so sweet. So if you were to let's use these two, April and Nisha, as an example, someone who's thinking about sponsoring. Let's say they get started in this business and they've never done this before. What would you tell them? How would you get them to start to do the same thing you're doing to sponsor?
You know, I think it is really giving them something small to start with. Like I mentioned earlier, they've got to share a product. The first yes they get, that is the self-esteem booster that we all need. It doesn't matter how long we've been in this business or if we're brand new. Your first yes to anything, selling a product or letting someone just sample your product, they say
Yeah.
yes. That's huge. I don't know about you, but when I get that reorder text or call or someone says, I love that sample you let me try, my heart gets excited.
Totally.
That first little baby step is what needs to happen. And then you start to say, who do you know that you can help do the same? Because
Right.
it's honestly teaching others to do what you know how to do. That's
Yeah.
all it is, being duplicatable, keeping it simple, using what the company has to offer us, because there's so many things at our fingertips now for
Yeah.
tools and social media images. I mean, oh my gosh, it's been so great.
Totally.
It's literally just helping them do their first little thing and then helping them to teach somebody else to do that. That's really
Yeah.
it. We're
Feel that
overcomplicating it.
success. Totally. Feel that success and then teach them to do that exact same thing. I think that's awesome. Well, those are all the questions I have. I want to think it's so helpful to hear from someone so successful in this business. And I love how this perspective is so different to the perspective we heard from last week. And I think that's why these trainings are so awesome, getting to hear from how it's done across the business, because everybody does it so differently. While I have a couple of announcements, but while we're finishing up, if you have any questions for April about her first new consultant, about how she's going to talk to these new possible consultants tomorrow, right? Tomorrow or this weekend. I don't know. Either way.
Tomorrow, on Saturday.
Awesome. So if you have questions about how she's going to do that, go ahead and send them in the chat. She can see it. I really hope that you guys took some notes. Hopefully she inspired you to try something new. I'm going to be going to the mall tomorrow, give somebody a compliment, start a conversation. I think that's perfect. Great information, April and Logan. Thank you so much, Beth.
I think another thing too, Logan, is carry a lip gloss if you have it. You got to always carry something true, or a hand cream, our facial mist. It is hot in Minnesota right now.
Yes.
Oh my God. It's like 100. You got to carry that stuff. So, and you got to listen to people. Oh my goodness, listen to people. Everybody here is like, it's so hot. And I'm like, oh, I can help with that. And I'm pulling out our balancing facial mist. Well, what do you think they're doing then? They're buying that and they want to know more about True Aura. Number one thing, always carry something True Aura in your purse, your bag, wherever you go, because it's a conversation starter. Compliment. And if that's not the right time, listen to what people are saying. Give them a miss. They'll love you.
You're so right. I feel like half the time sponsoring is about listening. You know, if you listen and identify those strengths, identify a need, then you're halfway there, right? To doing the whole sponsoring thing and sharing what you love. So I think that is perfect. I did want to remind you guys again about that, sharing authentically video. So I sent that in the chat. It's also in the group, and double check the share app and the resource library for those new videos. We have the new Why True Aura video as well, and the opportunity brochure. Those are in the app and the resource library. So make sure you check that. I want to thank you again, April, so much for sharing your success. She had that first sponsor. So awesome job. Hopefully you guys will take some action and use some of those tips that she shared to go ahead and get those other 7 sponsors, guys. We're on our way to the next 10. So thank you. I will talk to you soon, April, and I'll see all of you guys next Wednesday. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining us.